Chamge chitap kolenjin en utugule geren ketesioni boroindo ni Nenyon tochin en Logoiywekab Emet en koindo cheko kitetuna kai Nenyon kodeizi Langat. Kitaunen logoiwek ketinyege ak somanet ole en kasarta nekoimuch kotoige en betut nebo amut tiemutik chebo boror chebo KCSE en emet komugul kokakemagen afisaek chebo police cheribe tiemutik choton chebo boror koistoege boisiet nebo simoinik en kasarta neribe tiemutik choton nebo KCSE. Niton ko maget nebo council noton netelelin tiemutikab boror en emoni noton ko NEC chekamagen afisaek chebo police kotoret en ribet nebo ng'atutik chetononjin tiemutik choton asikobit tesetab tai nebo tiemutik choton amain kaimut tugula ikimiti NEC kole boisiet nebo simoinik koimuch kong'em kasuldaet nemie nebo tiemutik choton kora ko oret neimuch kobitunen chorset. Kabit niton kora en kasarta noton nekimuch kokon kurset afisaek choton chetelelchin tiemutik en kebeberta noton nebo Kipkelion kong'asiza kole bendi kosuldoen ng'atutik choton koimuch kokon kibagengeit noton netelelchin tiemutikab boror noton ko NEC.
This time your phone will be treated like what? An exhibit. Itawekwa kwa nini itafungiwa. So we don't expect kuona picha mnapiga piga kwa mitandao. That is inviting us ya kwamba mungali muko nasi. Let us obey strictly on that. Those are the rules and the guidelines. Kwa hiyo center tutaki kuona nini mtu na simu. When it is required ndio mtaenda itole. Sawa.
We have about over 3,000 students ambao wanafanya mtihani this time round. Na tuko na wale ambao wana benefit wanapata scholarship kutoka kwetu. We also have orphans, about 200 of them ambao tunawasomesha ambao pia hawalipi kitu hata they don't even apply. So ningependa kusema kwamba wale wa form 4 day school tunaendelea. Naanza kufanya hesabu yangu ili next year turudi tuteremke form 3 ili wanafunzi wetu wapate kufanya mtihani bila shida. Ever since we've not had incidences in Kipkelion East or Londiani sub-county on matters education. And the results we've been getting are not GMOs. They are the real results because you've been in class and you have done your part. So this is a time also in our country for all our students to prove themselves that they can make it. Exam is just like any other paper, but what I know is that it also changes the lifestyle and also the living of a student, especially those who will be able to further their studies.
Testa gela go chotan geta kinige county na Nakuru laga ka wekta kirwag mengik chebo Eastern Mao ko mache serikalit nebo emoni gosuldaen ng'atutiet nekimuch kokon kapkirwoga neking'at kitem kirwotet noton nebo osnet nebo serikali ak meng'atosiek chebo biik kobun okiliot netononjin ichek Bernard Kipkoech Ng'etich kobor kaimetab mengik choton kosubkei ak kit nemwoe kole miten alage en afisaek chetelelchin tetutik chebo imbarenik chekitoku ngelelchin ng'atutiet nekimuch kokon kapkirwoga nekimach serikalit nebo emoni komeng'isiechi ichek en kasarta nebo arawek 12 chekikobataita kagosikong niton en koindo sirindenyon Isaac Chiruyot.
Kosipkei ak okiliot netononjin mengik chotok Bernard Kipkoech Ng'etich ko matakosuldaen serikali ng'atutiet nekikakon kapkirwok neking'at kicher kiwoto nebo osnet ak mbarenikab biik en kasarta nebo arawek 12 chekikobataita.
Akoi raini ngeng'olole komami report kele kingakobo konde beacons kosipkei ak registry index mapit noton nebo ng'alekab mbarenik nekibo 2001 nekikakiboisien asikibotos noni asikibo 35,301 hectares kotomo keker ko ki petitioners akwa okiliotab petitioner kotomo keker akoi raini report neboru kole kingeyai beaconing kingakibesio osnet ak mbarenik chu menye bichu ko mbaret netyan nekimong amun echek mbaret nekikimoche ko ki 35,301 hectares.
Kikang'at kapkirwok kikochi mengik title deeds yekaibataita lumdaetab kiwoto neibestos osnet nebo serikali ak mbarenikab biik kobaten matakisuldaen notok.
Amun kikomwa kole momoche takeus bikyok kora kou nekiakeus en kenyisiek alak amun en siasa kikiuse bichu amun en kabilenywan kimakeuse bichu kele amun kabut sheria kikiuse amun ki en kabilet nenywanet ak kabilet nebo neki deputy president en kasarata noton ko William Ruto nekimache koik president so kilelen keus bichu asimasapoten president kikilelen keus bichu sikele matoreti deputy president bichuton lakini kenyoru uamuzi en kotini komwa serikalit nebo President William Samoei Ruto kole tekisi, lakini kingakeyai beckoning komatakotestai ng'alekab titles.
Karirtaen alak en kandoik chebo serikali en kit nekamwa kole kikoik konekut en kasuldaetab ng'atutyonotok, ele kamwa kole miten kotesetai ak kolsetab ketik en orit nebo mbaret nebo hektaisiek cheite 3,500 nebo meng'ikab Eastern Mao en komostab Barariet.
Mi kit kora nekwoker nekotestai en serikali abere indochin biik che mamache president nebo emetab Kenya kofaulen, mamache president nebo emetab Kenya kotestai. Mi biik chemine avocado en komosta nekikuren Barariet. Barariet ko part of 35,301 hectares. Imbarani kobo meng'ikab East Mau ko kikibot en osnet. So bichu mine avocado komongen ale avocado chu omine ko mbarani kobo biikab Mau, omine ko kokoike title nebo mbarani, omine ko Barariet ko osnet. Amache kichungusan ng'oliondonoton non ak kemwa kele ng'o bichu minse en Mau, amin en komosta nebo Barariet, avocado chu kobo ng'o?
Tetat koitita kapkirwok en tarikit 27 arawani komoche serikali kokon ripot nebo ng'atutiet nekikang'at kapkirwok serikali komeng'isiechi biik.
Mi maandamano nebongoni biikab East Mau, lakini kwamwochi ole amu serikalit kobo nebo President William Samoei Ruto komami acha nebo maandamano unless komwa president inendet kole mekomoche koyai implementation nebo judgment ini. Lakini kasome president ole ini amu kiakoyumiaso bichu ko kiakiseret, kiakeus, kebelen korik, komeken sure kole kaki-implementen judgment inoton. Amun kokeker kele mi biik chemi ng'weny yono, mi biik chekikoi president kasit chekinyolu koyai implementation ini, lakini matakomwochi imanit president amatakoik genuine en ng'alekab implementation ko ni kokeweke kotini ako kamwa ale en tarikit 27 arawetab 11 2025 kemi kapkirwok before Justice Anthony Ombwayo ke demandeni keko report nebo implementation, nebo survey, nebo ng'alekab vetting ak ng'alekab titling.
Kong'eten kaunti nebo Nakuru aripotenchini logoiywekab emet chebo Nenyon TV, kainanyun ko Isaac Cheruyot.
Kongoi mising asirindenyon Isaac Cheruyot kobun county nebo Nakuru en logoiwek alak ko governor nebo county nebo Kericho ne ine kora ko nebo Ng'echeret en kokwet nebo governoraek en committee noton nebo somanet kokakokon kurset koityi katuiyosiek chebo konetik chebo sukulisiek chebo barak koker kole kaimuch kotelel kongelelit nebo boisiet nekotestai kosuldaen en kasarta nebo wikisiek 8 chekokobataita. Kosubkei ak Dr. Mutai komwoe kole chobot committee noton nebo somanet en bunge nebo boror ak bunge nebo seneta koipchi it magutik chotet chebo konetik chebo sukulisiek chebo barak ak kora kiwek itondo ak kimnotet nebo somanet en sukulisiek chebo barak. Kibit kongelelit nebo boisiet neisuldoen konetik chebo sukulit nebo barak kosubkei ak nemwoe kole tomo kokusikon serikalitab emoni kobun ministry nebo somanet magutikwak ketinyegei ak lipanet nebo chepkondok nekimuch kosirchi noton ko CBA.
As a chairman of education in the Council of Governors, COG, I would wish to take this opportunity to appeal to OASU and the Ministry of Education. An ongoing strike in the universities that is threatening to paralyze and throw away our whole academic semester in our institutions. Realizing that the nation has just come from a very tough economic time, I would wish to appeal to both OASU and the Ministry of Education to climb down and be able to agree on the negotiations so that we have our children back to school and we have learning resuming in our public universities. Because as it is now, we are staring into a situation, Chief Case, where our whole semester and even graduations in various universities may be thrown out of this way because of this ongoing strike. The government has made their offer. I call upon WASU that please soften up your stand. We understand the need of increment of your salaries, but please come down a bit, engage with the ministry, and look into the bigger picture, which is that of our children in the university and the professionals that we are trying to cultivate as a nation. If it becomes difficult, we are willing as COG to step in together with the Committee of Parliament led by Nelly and Senate to be able to, intervene in any negotiations so that we get resumptions back to our universities.
Ngetokyingei county nebo Nandi ole tesetai kowendi barak tilyandit netinyengei emetab Kenya ak emet nebo Germany. Niton ko kosubkei ak governor nebo county nebo Nandi Stephen Sanga nemwoe kole tinye kosyinet en inguni county noton nebo Nandi ak counties alak chebo Rift Valley ak emet nebo Germany nebo kobois en tilyandit noton kobarait ak kowal counties ichoton. Ngenyorun sirindenyon Elwin Cherop.
Kamwa Governor Sangole nyalu konetkei kutuswekab sang neranikab emoni asikobit konyor barainwekab kasisiek eng ematinwekab sang notok amune sikoityin kasyinet ak ematinwechotok.
We have seen the President of Kenya and the German government sign a labor mobility agreement. The labor mobility agreement seeks to allow Kenyan youth to access the German market. But for us to do that, we must address some of the barriers. One of the barriers is the language barrier. And that is why we are in a program between ourselves and various cities in Germany to try and build the capacity of Kenyan youth to train in the German language so that then they can be able to achieve and take advantage of the labor mobility opportunities that are available.
Katesine komwa kole takchingei tilyandetab ematinwechotok kora kokanapta kaitetab kiprutoinik cherutochin Nandi ak counties alak eng Rift Valley asikonai akobo bitetab Kalenjin.
Want to showcase our culture, create a product, a tourism product around cultural tourism, around sports tourism, around agro-tourism. They will be in Nandi Hills tomorrow to see some of the beautiful coffee and tea estates and coffee farms that we have in our county, and therefore we want to look at agro-tourism. But also more importantly, we want to create a belt and a tourism circuit from Laikipia to Baringo to Elgeyo Marakwet to Uasin to Nandi. You know that this year we are celebrating 120 years since the assassination of Koitalel Samoe. We have a team from Kenyatta University that are coming to perform that play around Koitalel Samoe. Of course, you all know that this institution is named after Koitalel Samoe, and therefore we want to really support this performance, and today we will be watching that play. And what we are saying is that we want to work as a county, attract and develop tourism potential and move together.
Eng komastanyi komwa Michael Wall ne ine ko meya nebo Gastofen City eng emetab Germany kole chang boisionik eng emonotok ako chobotin ichek kotoret neranikab emoni.
The TVET and university, the labor market in Germany is open. We have too many people who leave the labor market and too less who come back, who come in the labor market. So we have a gap. And President Ruto said he wants to bring 250,000 in the next years to the German labor market. But the focus and the first priority is to the German language. We had today 2 performances in German language. Is perfect to bring the language in TVET schools in universities. So when they have the exam, they can go to Germany and we can work together. And President Ruto said in 5 years they come back with the German companies for build up production facilities and everything because they know how the German works and we work much more together than now.
Nenyon TV, kainenyu ko Elwin Cherop.
Kongoi mising asirindenyon Elwin Cherop kobun county nebo Nandi ngetokyingei county nebo Bomet ole kakomage kibagengesiek cheterter chebochingei imandab kipkosobe county nebo Bomet akamach afisit noton nebo kirwogutik noton ko ODPP en Bomet kosub lelutiet nekikinyeren lakwet netindoi kewelinwek en bortonyin nemakimenya kot neking'oten ng'atutik nebo Chebalungo en kenyit nebo 2023 ngenyoron sirindenyon Mark Kipto.
Kaitita ofisitab Bomet akobor maget keipchi korng'ong'et chi agenge nekinyeren lakwet ele agoi nguni kotom keipchi kirwoget age tugul.
Bomet cheborchingei ng'alekab anti-GBV anan human rights defenders.
Kesitab Chebet ko kikiripoteni on 27th December 2023 and file ko kiit ofisitab ODPP on 2nd January 2024. Ako inguni kotom konyor justice Chebet, tom kowek filit kong'ete ofisitab ODPP. Ako chang lagok mising chemanyoru justice kosubkei ak oranatak newendi filit kobet. So kimi yu rani sikobit kakitau boriet keborye ng'alekab lagok sikobit konyor justice.
Tumekuja kufuatilia kesi ya BWD, but I want to tell everyone that we are not going to give up as human rights.
Kasarta kiten kong'eten keyai igortab betutab chepto en Kenya noton nekikiyai en komostab Songiroi en Bomet County. Ele mwaat kele county noton nebo Bomet ko kikoit kanyaliletab tibik ak yatitaetab ichek. Ole kindochin igoraton minister ak ministry noton nebo gender Ann Cheptumo.
Petition yetu ambapo yule mwenye alitureceive kwa ODPP office amesema ataona hiyo petition yetu, alafu pia atatuandikia email ama atupigie simu atuambie recommendation yetu. So kwa sasa tutakuwa tukifuatilia hii kesi, hatutaachilia. Tutakuwa tukifuatilia, wakichelewa tena tutakuwa tukikuja Bomet County.
Kenyoru nena matumaini kele tot kosulda, lakini kisome kele tokichokyi amun kesini ko kikobunchi keny mising. Nekit katar kenyit ak kiy. Kisome kele ngot komiten chi kabisa neingen le mite failini kocherwech kochokyi asibitin na kisib kesini aketar.
Mimi vile tumetembelea leo ofisi ya DPP Bomet County, ile haki ya ule msichana ambaye alikuwa defiled.
Mark Kipto, Nenyon TV.
Kitokchinigei county nebo Narok kole kosubkei ak retired Bishop John Leleito kobun komosta nebo Logoiywek nemiten in Motiok Ward Narok Cherongo ko magat en biikab emoni korikyi ak mising korib icheket tugul choto chemagotindoi boisiek anan mosogik en bororiet. Kong'ololi en komosta nebo Ngaram en tuyet nekaisuldaen ak mosogik chemiten en grupit nebo Ilmotiok Tumaini Widows komwa Leleito kole kiboisienyin mising ko ki bishop nebo kaniset nebo AGC korikyi ak kokochi konetisiet neineken masogik tugul asikonyor ichek emet koboto komatkobet kamang'unet en sobet.
Chepyosochu kekuren Ilmotiok Tumaini Widows. Icheket kosire 230 nambarinywan. Ko kikinome ko boisiet neking'etwon neomoche ayai ko boisietab ribetab masogik. Yekingo amdoindet ko kiaribe kora, kikiribe ko ki kaniset masogik. Ko kingokanyon gaa abunji emet any ngunon ko kemi ak masogik chechang sire 230 ako bunu kanisosiek cheterter, mabo kaniset agenge, bunu kanisosiek cheterter. Mi alak ine chetomo kotil kole kakiba kanisa kole, lakini kurset nenyonet nekiyoe ko kursetab ribetab masogik amu kergei ngomi kanisa anan komomi komosoket. Kergei ngobo kanisani anan kobo kanisani komosoket, keribe tugul ko ki agenge.
Kikebwan ak euton echek ko ki Windows, biik cheteleljingei. Ko kongoi kora amun Bishop Nenyon nekingo kakonyo retire kou yon kakomwa konyokoyumech. Echek ko kiki biik chekiloen kabisa chekimakingen kiy. Kingo kaba boisiek kyok kibur kityo, lakini kingo kakonyokoyumech ak konetech ak komutwech toek kikosu ak uon koikoitu kidogo ne makiu yukinye kikinogu en stepit kebwan uyan nekimwochini Jehova kongoi amun ine kimwoe kongoi kabisa amun kitoretech, kiyumech ak komutwech toek ak konyokonomwech kiy kesopchigei biik alak amun kiki biik chekimaketogu. Kikoikoi ra kiten amun makesomoti chumbik kou atkinye, makesome okot mising machanik, kikinetkei keyai biashara kidogo non kitorete lagokyok.
Kosubkei ak kamatichoton tononjigei kowekyi kongoi boisiet noton nekimuch kotoi retired Bishop John Leleito en mwae kole niton ko boisiet neineken nekikonyomuch konyorchigei ichek toretosiek chechang en sobenywan ak kora mising en ichek kikiran kobet sobet kobaten en inguni kikenyorchigei ichek konetisiet neineken nekikotoret sobonuekwak ak kora boisionik cheisuldoen en atkan tugul.
Bishop ini kikimitech toek chekimut koyob komoswek cheter, kiyob bitoni choronokyi ak konyokonet chepyosok cheu echek. Chepyosochu ko nekit 230 ak kiy sire yoniton. So ko kikonetak chepyosok ndeite korikwak nguni koter. Kikokonech toretet nekitindoi en gaa ak kokonech ng'omnotet keng'omekitun kenai kele kikeng'etu ak Jehova, kiketiegei Jehova. Kikokochi alak chekitom kosik akobois en grupit nito.
Mitei kere grupit ni ko kikoyai nemie Jehova kora kikotuye kibagenge en toekyok chekimutwech Bishop amu ndama tomo kimi grupit neu nitoni ko kikoyoiwech nemie kora komutwech toek kong'ete bitonin akoi yuto. Ko ndap kimite grupit nito ko kikoyumech keeku kibagenge achek ko ki biik chekimakochomotin kingometech boisiekyok konyo komutwech toek chekinyokotoretech amu mi kit agenge nekikoyoiwech kikokonech sikemi kouni ko bichuto toechuto ikere ko ketililen kouni ketililen chepyosochu kimakounito nganamet nekimi akichek kamukenywa.
Keistoegei logoiwechoton bunu county nebo Narok kokaimuch kochutaen betutab President William Ruto tuyet nebo oeng nebo ng'wony nebo bandab tai Doha Qatar oleniton ko tuyet noton nekaimuch komut kibagenge kandoik chebo emotinwek cheterter chebo Afrika. Kosubkei ak ng'alalet nebo President William Ruto komwoe kole tesetai emetab Kenya ak agenda sana tetutik chebo koker kole kaimuch kowal sobet nebo biikab emoni. Ole mwoe kole akoi en nguni korik cheititoi 230,000 ko chekoketech en emoni kobun tetutiet noton nebo affordable housing ak biik cheititoi 1,340 ko kikomuch konyor boisionik en tekset nebo korik choton miten ng'wony alyenywan. Kotinygei ak tetutik chebo tililindo komwoe kole kikomuch serikalitab emoni koib walutik anan reforms en sekta noton nebo tililindo ako en tetutiet nelel noton nebo SHA ko en nguni biikab emoni ko cheititoi anan en nguni kokanapta ak tetutiet noton nebo tuget nebo konyoiset akoi million 8 en kenyit nebo 2023 ako yen nguni koitet noton nebo 27.2 en kenyini.
Through the affordable housing program, we are delivering much needed shelter while at the same time creating jobs and fostering inclusion. Today, over 230,000 housing units are under construction nationwide, employing more than 340,000 Kenyans and expanding opportunities for local artisans and small businesses. We are also expanding pathways for labor mobility through bilateral agreements with partner countries like here in this great country of Qatar, where over 70,000 Kenyan nationals are proudly working and earning a decent living and contributing to inclusion back at home. In just 3 years, over 400,000 Kenyans have secured jobs abroad, sending home remittances that support families and strengthen our economy.
En kasaratan kokimiti President William Ruto kole tesetai serikalit nebo Kenya Kwanza konaptoi biikab emoni en tetutik chebo uchumi kobun lengut noton nebo Hustler Fund ole mwoe kole akoi en nguni kokimuch kityakta chepkondok kitoo bilion 88 koityi biikab emoni cheimuch koboisien kosuldaen mung'arosiek cheterter.
We're empowering citizens economically through initiatives like the Financial Inclusion Fund, popularly known as the Hustler Fund. To date, the fund has disbursed Kenya shillings 80 billion, an equivalent of US dollars 615 million, to 26 million Kenyans. It now accounts for more than 9.5 million repeat borrowers, including 5 million individuals who have successfully restored their creditworthiness through consistent repayment, enabling them not only to re-enter the formal credit market, but also access higher borrowing limits and better financial terms. At the same time, together with partners, we are launching programs such as the National Youth Opportunity Towards Advancement Project. Over the next 5 years, it will reach 1 million young Kenyans, training them in skills that are on demand, financing startups, and enabling access to government procurement opportunities. We are equally committed to protecting the most vulnerable members of our society, including the elderly, orphans, widows, and persons living with disability. Through our National Safety Net program, commonly known as Inua Jamii, what began as a modest monthly support to 500 households has now expanded to reach more than 1.7 million families across the country.
En logoiwek alak kotesetai ak chikilisiet afisaek chebo ripset nebo kalyet en kot neking'oten ng'atutik nebo Kapseret county nebo Uasin Gishu kosubkei ak yautiet nemwaat kele muren agenge en kainet Ken Maswai ne kikibokyi ak kemetochi kakotinosiek biik anom en kebeberta noton en saisiek choton chebo koskoling en komosta nebo St George's Kapseret nemi county inoton kotokyingei ine konyinet kunit nebo barnotik chekitindoi karik. En kasarta nekaimuch koyan imanitab logoiwaniton Koma komanda nebo police en komasta noton nebo Kapseret noton ko Sefania Kamurena kole kokotoi ichek chikilisiet ak testai Maswai konyoru konyoiset ako miten komie achametabgei nebo bortonyin en sipitalit agenge nemiten nganaset nebo Eldoret. En yoton koimuch kosuldaen bonwekab oret meng'ik ak ketesietab police nebo Langat komiten ak alak en kandoik cheborchingei boroinwek cheterter chebo kandoinatet en county noton akokochi notice nebo chokchinet police kosuldaen chikilisiet kosubkei ak alak en ichek cheborchingei imandab kipkosobe kokochi koteunet barnotik koistoegei kandoik cheboisien ichek konyorchinengei kelchin nebo bolotet ole kaimuch kokon kurset koityi minister en ministry nebo ripsetab kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen kochutyi kwen akoib walutiet nebo kichulyo ak kenam ak keipchi kerkong'et ichek tugul chekimuch kotinygei ak yautionoton.
CS Walangas aliweza kutembelea huyo jamaa ambaye amejeruhiwa katika hospitali ya Rescos, na alipompata alipata kwamba hali yake si mbaya, hali yake ni ile thabiti ambaye ingawa bado anaendelea kwa matibabu. Swala hilo uchunguzi imeanza na tunaendelea kuchunguza hapo tujue tubainishe ni nani amehusika na hatua itaweza kuchukuliwa kulingana na sheria.
Ken Maswai ni kijana wa hii constituency ya Kapseret mwenye alikuwa na agitate issues yenye na maendeleo yenye inatakikana ifanyike kule Kapseret. Mimi kama mmoja wa vijana na aspirant mmoja wale wa vijana na kashibu hii tendo with the strongest term possible.
No amounts of threat or intimidation can be taken lightly. We want the relevant role of authorities to do an independent and thorough investigation, and we want the people accused to be brought to the book.
Wale wote ambao